Chris, congratulations. Heading to Wembley. How pleased with that tonight?
Yeah, it was a tough evening for us. It was, one that I've not really experienced before, being 3-0 up as well. So, you have to touch on the negative parts of it, what can happen. We had everything to lose tonight. They had everything to gain. Got a lot of respect for Liam and his team. They're an awkward, difficult side, as seen in all 4 games. But we had to get the job done. We had a dream to go to Wembley and give us an opportunity of getting back in the Premier League. We had a plan and we had to go and execute it, and we've done that. And in front of our own punters is a fabulous night for all concerned.
There aren't many playoff semi-finals, particularly in the Championship, that end 6-0 in aggregate, are there?
Well, no, we got off to a fabulous start last Thursday. So, but our attitude right the way through since the Burnley game, I've gone on record, has been spot on. They've reset, they've focused themselves. Physically, they're in a good shape. We managed to get minutes into boys and rest into boys, and the 2 big results were important to us. The Stoke away and the Blackburn at home. I believe we should have won that game as well, but they've been in a good place. They look really focused, and as I said, it was an awkward game tonight for us because the first goal goes in, and what happens around this place, and understandable because of the narrative. But we managed to get that first goal, managed to get through the first 20 minutes, which was important. We adjusted a couple of things. I didn't think, like we talked about, our press in the first 20 minutes was great and allowed them to play through us and cause us some nervy moments. But we found a way. Get the first goal was important, and then second half, obviously, we were off and running.
Can you enjoy a second half like that? Watching your team playing the way they are, the crowd lapping it up, the atmosphere was great. Yeah,
the atmosphere tonight was incredible. I talked about the punters giving us energy because we needed it, and there's some tired legs out there. It's long old season, 48 games we've played now. So, but the energy that the players had, was driven by the supporters, and it was a great environment to play late on. I think we went about it the right way. We were respectful to the opposition. They've given it a right go. There's a lot of talented young players in their team. They're a club that's been stretched through injuries as well and suspensions. They've not got the biggest of groups, so it was a tough night for them. They gave it a go right to the end. So I think Liam will be proud of his players and the way they've handled it. It looks a pretty straightforward 2 games, but it hasn't been, as we all know. The biggest thing was just getting the job done, which we've obviously done.
Second goal goes in, the cop then rises, sings George Baldock's song. All of the stands stand and join in. Did you have an opportunity to take that in? Yeah,
I did. Yeah, I looked round and I looked how everybody was on the feet and what they think about the player. And I think this just goes into, and I do, and when I've said many a times, I don't really think that maybe at times this season that the challenges have been recognised what we've had, and that was the biggest challenge right the way through. All the challenges that we've talked about it. We've had some huge challenges this season, and we've fallen a little bit short. 92 points and fallen a little bit short, and maybe getting to 100 or 101 points might not have been enough, which is ridiculous. So. And to reset off the back of that and to deal with the challenges that we've talked about, and the George one, it's just mind-blowing really what everybody's had to go through. But obviously most importantly is the family. So we represented George in the right way. I thought the players represented the football club and nod to our right back in the best way. He was producing a front foot committed performance late on. I thought Hamza was outstanding, and a couple of tackles that he put in were reminiscent of our former right back.
The reward is an opportunity to play at Wembley for a place in the Premier League. You'll have a chance to manage Sheffield United at Wembley. What will that mean for you?
Only if we win. Yeah, it's going to be a proud moment, of course. To take the club to Wembley, beyond my wildest dreams as a young coach. And even as a player, really stepping out in here in '86. So it's been a journey, but only if we win.
There's a long period between now and the final. What do you do as a manager?
Well, it isn't really, because we talk about we're in for a recovery tomorrow, off Wednesday, working 2 days, weekend off, and then So we've basically got, I think, 6 or 7 training sessions left. So they'll fly. It might feel that way to everybody else, but for the players, getting themselves physically in a good place for, you know what these Wembley finals are like. They've got to be physically at their best and at their peak. They've got to live like winners. They've got to train like winners and act like winners in these next sort of 10 days preparation. I've said it's one of my favourite ones. Everybody wants to win. Some players and some teams want to win a little bit more than others, but the detail is in the preparation now. From a tactical point of view, what is the best team to go about dealing and giving us an advantage over the opposition. So we'll study that and we'll go through that in detail and then getting them right in the right mindset. You've seen over the last 2 games, it gives us confidence. There's no complacency. They have to go and do the business, and there's going to be some huge challenges ahead of us. But we've overcome some big ones this season, and we're going to have to overcome the biggest next Saturday.
Finally, have a number of players, not just in these 2 games, but towards the end of the season, put the hand up and said, I deserve to be part of this at Wembley. And have you got some big decisions to make?
To even, we could have put Brio on the bench tonight. We could have put Femi on the bench tonight. So availability is huge. I think you've seen from their point of view tonight. When they're really stretched. And I just imagine Liam would have the same situation when he's looking around and going, "What do I need to do, or what can I do to change the outcome of the game?" We're a big club. We're a big club in this division, and we should have those. We should have those options, and we've got those options, and everybody's pushing. So it's going to be some big decisions for us. But I think you've seen there's going to be some big decisions made right the way through the season and over these last 2 games, and the attitude of the players that maybe have suffered through the selection process have come on the pitch and played a part. Tom Davies come on. Callum tonight was electric. He was brilliant the other night. So they're all pushing, and they have to be. They have to be pushing, and it's an all-in culture. And we win together, and hopefully we can all be together on that on a fabulous day at Wembley.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers.